Hello, it's me again, and I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. I know we did, but I'm ready to get back to my scrapping again. And this is our first video on the special little mini album that I'm going to show you how to make. And I'm going to make another Christmas album because of the pictures we took this year. And you can make whatever theme you want. I hope you've picked out some papers. Today we're going to go through the page assembly. So get your cardstock ready. I used 12 by 12 craft cardstock. You can use any kind of good substantial cardstock you want, and it should be 12 by 12. You will need 10 to 12 pieces, and it should be all the same color, either black or craft, or if you're going to do something Christmassy, it could be red or green. But it needs to be something that when you fold it, it won't crack at the folds. You don't want that. Tear or crack. The coordinations paper will tear because it has an inner lining that's a different color, so don't use that. Michael's or AC Moore usually has pretty good quality paper. So get your paper, get your paper trimmer, get some sort of way you can score your paper, either with a score pal or with a trimmer that has a score on it. You can use a bone folder and a ruler if you want. And get some kind of double-sided adhesive. I use score tape. You can use Scotch brand, a quick dry adhesive. That's wonderful. So get to it. I'll change the camera angle and we'll go on. All right. Here I've got my pieces of paper. I'm going to use the craft stock. I have 10 pieces. I'm not so sure how many I'm going to use. But the first cutting we're going to do is to cut a square 6 3/4 inches across. It's not a square, it's a rectangle, and 7 1/4 inches down. So this is 7 1/4 and 6 3/4. And to do that, oops, let me move this. Get your Frisker's cutter or whatever cutter you have and cut down 6 3/4 inches, and we'll do that together because otherwise I'll get ahead of you. Okay, 6 3/4 inches, and this is the piece we're going to be working with. This is the piece we're going to put away for the time being. So go ahead, cut 6 of these. That was actually it's number 2 for me. And put them aside here. This is the 6 3/4 inch cut we're making right now. And be as exact as you can. If you have to measure with a ruler, that's fine. 6 3/4 inches. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Keep your other side though, because you are going to use that paper. Six 3/4. Oops, that looks a little big. No, that's right. Maybe the rest of mine are small. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more to go. 6 3/4 right there. The light in here is not extra good, so I have trouble seeing pretty well. Don't forget, don't throw the others away. Okay, now you have 6 pieces that look like this. Now you're going to take all of these 6 pieces and you're going to cut like this to 7 1/4 inches. So you'll have the piece that I was talking about. 1 7 1/4. And put this piece aside. 7 1/4. And again, be as exact as you can with these measurements so that your pages will turn out right. You don't want any wonky pages. And you will need 6 of them. Okay, if you have any questions, you can make a comment on this video when it finally goes up, and I'll try to answer them for you. Okay, 7 1/4 we're cutting now. The first one was 6 3/4. This one is 7 1/4. Okay, that is the cutting of your 6 pieces. They should all, oops, this one's crooked. There we go. They should all be nice and even. And now you need your scoreboard. Or if you want, you can score using a cutter and a smaller, this is a fat bone folder, let's see. This bone folder will score in this particular thing, but I use my score pad. And so get your score pads out, or whatever you're going to score with. And on the 7-inch side, that's the long side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Actually, I usually, actually this is the 7 1/4 side. It's hard for me to go like this on this side, so I will score here at 6 3/4. That'll make it a 1/2 inch. Score it down, and then I will turn it around like that and score at 6 3/4 again. So you will have 2 1/2-inch scores here. And on the short side, which is the 6 3/4 side, you also want a 1/2-inch score mark, and so score that at 6 1/4. There you go. You've got a 1/2-inch score mark here, a 1/2-inch score mark here, and a 1/2-inch score mark down here. And do that all 6 pages, starting with the 7 1/4 side at the top, and go in a 1/2 inch to the 6 3/4 mark, turn it all the way around, and go into the 6 3/4, oops, 6 3/4 mark, and then on the short side, just do one score, the 6 1/4 mark, because you're not scoring the bottom side of this page. So do all 6 of those. Not hard at all, particularly if you've got a score mat. But this is how you're going to make your pocket. And on the short side, 5 3/4, which will make it a 1/2-inch score mark. See? Okay. Long side, Score at the 6 3/4 mark. Flip it over like that. Score at the 6 3/4 mark. Short side. Score. What did I do there? At the 6 1/4 mark. Somewhere I did something wrong. I do believe, but we shall see. Okay, repeat it till you've got all 6 of your pages scored. This is just 1/2 inch score marks on 3 sides. Oops, where's the long side? Here it is. I hope you can see this okay. Oops, that one slipped over. Sometimes if I get too carried away, well. Okay, that's the end of your scoring here. Let me check these pages, make sure I did these correctly, because it seemed like I did one a little wonky. This one right here. Scored in the wrong place, I do believe. Straighten that out. It's on the 6th side. Yes, I did. See, that should be right here. I made that one too long. So I got to remember to fold in the right spot. If you score it in the wrong place, it's not a disaster. But you do have to check. If you get in a hurry, sometimes you will. So look at each page and see if you think the score marks look right. Okay, those look okay. Because they should all be just a 1/2 inch. And one side has no score marks at all. Okay. Good. And good. Okay. Now take your bone folder and reinforce those score marks, those fold marks, so you can fold them easily. Like this. Oops. You don't want them to not be crisp, because these are your page bases. So fold them all like this. Fold, 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 fold. Oops, 1, 2, 3. Oh, here's the other one. Too good. Let's make sure it's right. Okay. Okay, so you will have all your 3 of your sides folded up like this. Okay? So go ahead and do it. I'm doing mine. You go ahead and do yours. And then we'll be ready to do a little trimming. Fold them up. It doesn't matter, because eventually you'll fold them all up anyway. Oops, that one wasn't scored. A good bone folder is a must, because you have to have good, sharp, crisp folds. And if you have a coated cardstock, or a cheap cardstock, these crisp folds will crack on you. So get a good quality cardstock. K & Company has good cardstock. Michael's, it's Reflections, I guess, is good cardstock. That's what this is. Die Cuts with a View, as long as it's not too coated, has good cardstock. And I'm not sure about American Crafts. I haven't tried that. Sometimes Basil will tear. Don't use Coordinations because it's got a white center, and if there's any cracking, you're going to have a white showing along your fold line. So stick to the stuff you know works. And I know that these particular ones work very well. Okay, I'm about through with my folds here. Last fold on this one. Okay. And then this one. Okay, so you have 6 now that are folded like this on 3 sides. And then see this little square right here where your papers come together? You're going to trim that on all your papers. And instead of cutting it just a square, angle it just a little. Snip, snip. So it looks like that. And you're going to have 2 of them on each piece of paper. So go ahead and do your snipping. You don't have to make it real big, but you just don't want them to overlap. Keep track of my things here. Okay, and this one should be done with a very good sharp scissors. Be careful you don't cut your finger on the other side, though. And the reason we're doing this is so that when we fold these in, they're going to fold very neatly instead of wadding. Sometimes they'll catch each other and wad up. So that's why we're doing that. It just makes for a better fold. It doesn't bunch up there at the corner. I hope I don't run out of time here on this part. This is the scut work, the tedious work, but you have to do it. It's better than preparing paper bags, I'll tell you that. Okay, I hope you can see me. I'm afraid you might not be able to. I've done so many of these books, I about have this memorized, but this one I'm doing one more little Christmas book for the pictures we took this Christmas. I'm going to give it to my daughter. They took more pictures than we did. And I do have I did not find a 6x6 pad with Christmas. They were all gone. So I just took a 12x12 pad. And really I kind of like those because even though you do have to do some cutting, with the 6x6 you don't. You just use that whole piece of paper. But this way you can pick the pretty ones. Okay. there you have. This is what it looks like. Your two side pieces are going to be folded in first. This side is going to be folded in last. And it makes a pretty fold. See how pretty that is? And so you have 6 of these now. And this is where your tape comes in. And where's my trash can? Oh, here it is. Alright, you can... Oh, wait a minute. Before we do anything else, we have to take 2 pieces of paper. This is your last cuts you'll do on these. And you cut them exactly in quarters, 6 by 6. 2 pieces of paper. So go ahead and, as you've prepared that, and this is going to be the other side of your page. So 6 by 6 by 6 by 6. There we go. 1, then there's a 6. Wish these Fiskars markers were marked a little darker. Okay, 1 pair of 6. And my cuckoo clock. 2 pairs of 6. Okay, and this is the last one. And you just need half of this page because you don't need both of them. So save 1/2 and just cut this in 6s because you just need 6 by 6 squares. Okay. So that's what's going to go on the front of this page. Let me demonstrate as best I can. After you get your tape on there, you are going to put this on here. Actually, you're going to match it up there. And you will have your page, a pocket page. See there? So I'm going to demonstrate one pocket page. And then you all, it's up to you all to do the other 5, waiting for me to get the next video up. Now this is score tape. It's a double-sided tape, and it is very, very sticky, so you just need 1 piece on each of the 3 sides that are folded in. 1. And I wouldn't advise cutting it because it will gum up your scissors big time. Put your fingernail down and go like that, or else you can do it with a ruler, you know, use a ruler as a base. Let's see. Go this way. 2, 3. And this is, you have to do all 6 pages that you have folded, and you do all the folded insides with this. Okay. I'm just going to do one because I'm going to show you how neat this goes together. Burnish it so you got a good stick on the one side. Okay, then I use a dental pick to get this stuff off. And then you just remove the pieces of tape, or the outer covering, because it's hard. Unless you've got really great fingernails, it's just hard to do. So I used a dental pick I found in my husband's drawer. Yeah. And then you take one of these 6 by 6 inch squares, you line it up at the top, not the bottom, and put it in the middle, because it's not going to be totally covered, but you line it up at the top and pretty much in the middle of the pages. You'll have some parts that'll hang over, not hang over, but won't be covered completely. And you stick it on. Stick your tape up so you don't have stickiness underneath. And then burnish it good. On one side you have you know, a perfectly good page, no seams. This side you have the seams, but it will be covered by your 6x6 paper. And here's your pocket. All right, that's your assignment. Here's your page assembly. Fold these in. Put glue or some kind of adhesive here. Stick this on here. That's your job for before the next video. Do all 6 pages and you will have 6 assemblies like this. See you then.